true to where I was. And my favorite line of the whole song is, I know I'm not perfect, but I know that I'm special. And that's the kind of gratitude that I think keeps me solid in a way, because that's how I view everything.
Right.
So when we started and it all came together, it was just a gift. So now I just try to continue to make it better and love on it. I never want to stop working on Rare.
Is it one of those things that like doesn't feel like work because it's so fun?
Definitely doesn't.
Yeah.
Even the photo shoots and the meetings, everything is so fun. The music and us laughing and sharing stories. And it's so cool to start a company with just a handful of people to now see it expand into so many employees that I just, interns and all these things that we're doing with the company and giving people opportunities. It's been really fun.
Well, what I find so special about Rare is also like the mental health component behind it all. And was that always a part of the plan?
Yeah, I think for me, I tried to share my story in hopes that it would be something to help others. And I think I did that when I admitted that I had struggled through my bipolar diagnosis. So that was more of a release for me. And then I realized anything that I touch or anything I'm a part of, it has to give back in some sort of element. And that just always has been my key demographic, that it's people who don't feel seen or heard or even know what's going on in their own mind.
Right.
Hmm.
Has it ever been like hard for you to like talk about like, because like talking about mental health is like, it's so weird. I feel like sometimes talking about like something other people can't see but you feel.
Right.
Has that ever been like weird for you to been like, this is what's going inside my mind, but I don't have like, I can't prove it to you?
I don't know. Sometimes I have the most vivid, messed up dreams, and then I think they mean something
Yeah.
and they mean the opposite. I don't know. I don't think I get too deep into it. I just believe in therapy. I'm on medication,
Me
and I
too.
feel really lucky that I'm in the position that I'm in now,
Right.
and I believe in all of that.
Yeah. Do you feel like living like more privately in your 30s has been like nicer than because you've been in the public eye for so long?
For sure. I
Yeah.
mean, I still have to deal with the life of
Yes.
the path I've chosen, which is fine. I think I should never complain about what I have. However, I do try to keep the sacred things private. At the same time, I grew up with so many of my community and my people, and I want nothing more than to invite them into certain moments of my life for sure. You just have to be careful on what you're willing to share, and that's the balance, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's like I feel like you kind of grew up and like figured things out in front of everybody.
Yeah. That was fun, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm gonna continue to, but I guess it is a bit different when you have gone through the motions of the teenage years to 20s into early 30s. By all means, I have nothing figured out. I hope that I've just become a little bit more mature in a lot of areas.
I think you've always been pretty mature.
Thanks. Sometimes, whatever day it is.
That's how I feel.
Like today, I'm a good 18 years old.
Oh, today I'm 10.
Today, because I'm cramping, I feel like 40.
Got it. Okay.
But I'm not mad at it.
You're not mad.
No, because I feel like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting older.
And you're engaged.
Yeah, I am. I'm very, very happy.
And are you excited for like wedding and stuff?
I am. I couldn't be more excited. It's just, there's so much kind of happening in the moment with, he's working on some projects that he has to wrap up, and we just have things we want to finish in our own personal endeavors before we get into all the nitty gritty. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really, I just have never really felt so sure about something. And I also don't want to jinx it by saying that.
I feel the same way about things. Are you a superstitious person?
A little bit. I don't like to admit it, but a little bit.
Or because you don't like to admit it, because then it's like superstitious.
I know.
Yes, yeah. I'm the same exact way. I like whenever someone's like, oh, whenever I'm like something, I'm feeling anxious or sad, and someone's like, but everything's going great for you. I'm like, I can't hear that.
That's not what I need to hear.
Right? Because it'll make
that's
me
not
jinx
what's
it.
happening. Yes,
Right.
of course. Absolutely.
Oh my God. Well, I wanted to ask you about, because Wizards just rebooted,
Mhm.
and like seeing all that. What did like that nostalgia feel like for you? Like, you know what I mean? Was it like happy, sad, both?
No, I think more than anything, it was this zest, this new, refreshing take, and an older version of Alex, who I think ultimately shaped who I am because
Mhm.
I feel like I am Alex. That's so weird. I feel like I should talk to my therapist about that. But I relate to her so much, and it's crazy that re-stepping into Alex has been a pleasure, and I'm so excited because season 2 is about to premiere, and we find out some really fun things. I don't know how to explain it. I know it's, me living in a nostalgic period, but at the same time, I loved doing that. There is no Disney Channel anymore.
Nothing.
It's just, my sister or like my friends. Sometimes that was all we wanted to watch.
Right.
It just was comforting.
Did you ever watch other Disney shows in addition to yours?
Absolutely. It was Even Stevens,
Yes.
Lizzie McGuire,
Mhm.
That's So Raven, Sweet Life. Of course, I knew every Hannah Montana song.
Oh
I
my.
was all in. I am a certified Disney kid.
So do you ever try to explain to your like little sister? Does she like sometimes not understand what the Disney Channel was?
Yes and no. She's so aware of like no. I'm just gonna say no.
Yeah.
Because now there's platforms and
Right.
there's these things. So to her, the world is endless. To
Right.
where as before for me, I would get home from school and I'd put on the Disney Channel and 397 on Dish Network. It was something that I would always just go back to, and that was the reliable source.
Right.
But you could find anything anywhere, and she's so just adventurous. So she's seen the show, but she's not interested in anything I'm doing, which is good.
Does she understand how iconic the show is?
Yeah. No. I will say I'm very happy. My sister's she's a very incredible 12-year-old. She's super unfazed by what I feel like maybe other people would feel. She's not affected by any part of my life. She has a different last name. She's her own person, and I
Right.
really love that. And
Yeah.
she will come visit me on set, and she'll stay for a good 20 minutes and then say, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's a very endearing and honest relationship. Even though she's 12, she's taught me so much.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And on set, so Only Murders in the Building, which is awesome.
Thank you.
It's so awesome. When you signed on to do that and you started doing that, did it feel like this full circle moment kind of from Wizards to Only Murders? Because like you're on another kind of similar, not similar vibe, but like you know what I
the
mean?
humor and the
Yeah.
texture is kind of similar. So I get what you're saying, and I think that's accurate. I didn't plan for any of this to happen. It was an amazing opportunity that was presented to me. I'm obsessed with escape rooms. I will do so many fun, like different horror ones, and I've gotten tasered in one of them.
No,
on
you haven't.
accident. Yes, because I was so excited, and they were like, "You gotta move." And I was like, "Okay," but I just it felt something that was organic and natural for me to step into and to try. And I don't think I really need to hesitate when it's Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Of course.
A lot of people can understand the gravity of what those legends have done for comedy. And at the same time, I get introduced to their fans, and my fans, I hope to introduce them to their work because they're brilliant.
Right. Have they taught you anything, and have you, and vice versa, have you, like, you taught them anything about like the industry and just like life?
It's funny. They ask me questions about how the industry feels now, but it's mainly me wanting to know about their lives. And I think the one thing I've learned is just genuinely feeling like you belong. They all the things that we worry about when you do get older, you get to the point where it's just sit back and spread that with other people. I don't know if that makes sense because Steve and Murdy have been friends for 35 years.
Oh.
And they've been best friends. They've had, tiffs and things, but not really because they just understand each other. And then they bring that attitude to set. They are so happy. They're polite. They love people. They're always connecting with our crew, and it feels like a big family. So I've learned a lot about etiquette, about humor, about timing, and just overall being a professional that has fun.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what they do.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh.
Oh my gosh, I love you.
Delivery.
We just put it to the side.
I love it.
Okay.
So you watched Disney obviously as a kid. When you booked Wizards, were you like, okay, well, this is just must be the best day of my life?
Yes, but it was actually a weird thing because I was on 3 pilots for the Disney Channel. One was the spinoff of Lizzie McGuire. One was the spinoff of The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. And the last one was Wizards. So by then, all of them didn't get picked up. And I was just kind of at my wit's end.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way. Just thought, okay, well, this isn't going to work out.
Right.
And Wizards got picked up, and my whole life changed after that. It was an immediate feeling of, oh, I achieved my dream at that point in time. I was such a huge fan of the channel. I was a huge fan of what they did for our generation, and it was an honor. Like, I wear it proudly. I definitely am not ashamed of being a part of the Disney high school experience.
I mean, that was your high school.
Oh, yeah.
And that's crazy. I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, my high school was her Disney Channel. Like,
yeah, no, it was all of us, we were all, from the Jonas Brothers to Miley and Demi, and then it was Zendaya. It's just so cool to see all the people you went to school with, if you will. It's good to see them all do their thing.
it's like different grades.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But was it like you didn't know anything else? So you were like, this is awesome.
Well, I just remember my mom being on my ass all the time about making sure that any sort of sudden exaggerated like fan moment is meant to be treated with respect. So from the very beginning of booking Wizards, I just tried my hardest, and I think I tried too hard to make sure everyone else was happy. But it was okay. I loved making kids laugh because
Right.
why is that not the best feeling in the whole world? And
Yeah.
that was life-giving to me, and she would always keep me super balanced. So I don't think it ever went anywhere other than the fact that I feel lucky that I get to be here and do this.
Right. And then you obviously started with your singing career, Selena Gomez in the Scene. And was that something you were like really passionate about early on?
Yes, I remember I thought I'd be Paramore. Huh. Loved. I mean,
Yeah, the
everything,
greatest.
everything about them. And I thought it would be cool to have a band. And it was great. I really was experimenting. I think it's safe to say that I still experiment with music. I don't like to feel stagnant or to feel like I'm kind of in this repetitive nature of the same music I make. I do like to come at it with a fresh take. And music was always a part of, my first job was Barney. It was singing, dancing, and acting.
Right.
the worst acting and the worst singing and dancing, but it was also really fun and for children. So I loved it and I had the best time. So it's safe to say I was raised on these really colorful sets that brightened my life in a lot of ways.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Selena Gomez and the Scene song?
I guess technically, Who Says?
Seriously? Greatest.
Because that's
Greatest.
the scene, no?
Yes.
I know. I went the other day, someone was like, I can't find it on your profile. And I was like, yeah, it should be there. I sang it. And she, my friend Ashley looked at it and she goes, oh, it's under the scene. And I didn't realize that was the case. But I mean, if you were to ask me, that is hands down my favorite.
I mean, those opening chords,
Ugh.
you know what's about to happen. Shit's about to go down.
It's the most like powerful moment when I get to perform it. That's honestly the only reason I would ever do a tour again.
To perform Who
Is
Says.
if I could perform Who Says like 17 times in a
Yeah.
row. It's such a high and it makes me feel good and I want other people to feel good. It's just, I'll never forget what that message in that song means, you know?
It's crazy because, like, as a kid, I hear the song and I'm like, this is like a banger. But then, like, I was listening to it today in the shower because I was like, I have like a date later and I was like feeling like insecure.
Cute.
Well, it's like, I can't tell if it's a date or not.
Oh, okay. It's one of those.
It's one, yeah, it's what, you know what I mean? It's like, well, are we going on a date or what's the vibe here? But I was like, I put on Who Says and I really listened and I was like, and yeah.
It kind of cuts deep.
Yeah, it does cut deep. It's like the older I get, the harder it hits.
I'm not even gonna I'm just gonna embarrass myself. One time it came on in the radio about like 3 years ago somewhere overseas and I remember just sitting there looking out the window and I started tearing up and I was like, why the fuck am I tearing up to my own song? But it was because it was the little me who was there saying these really powerful messages that I still need to hear.
What is that feeling like where it's like you are saying, like little you is saying what you need to hear today? Like, is that like a weird feeling?
That's a very weird feeling.
Right.
Considering back then I loved the song simply because I thought everyone could relate to this.
Right.
But then when I got older, I still so appreciate that song because I relate to it in a totally different manner. You know, it wasn't necessarily body issues and like, you know, standards of society back then. But now when you hear those words, they mean a lot more. So I get really excited and yeah, I haven't toured. But every time I do tour, I have to take it down an octave from each year I've sang it because it's up here.
It is a high song.
I know. I need to redo it. I should recut it.
If you recut Who Says today,
Should I?
My world would shake.
Maybe I should.
Selena, my world
Because I
would
really
shake.
sound young.
Well, do you know how beautiful it would be to like have you having so much of like realized everything, like
Sold.
like yes, like you have
I'm
to.
so gonna do that.
It would seriously change my
Okay,
life.
well, we'll think about it. We'll see what happens.
Well, how is okay? So you brought up tour. Do you like touring?
I think touring is very bittersweet for me, only because when you are in a band or maybe have a lot of friends with you, it can be easier. But there became a point on tour for me where I noticed that every single person around me, I was paying. So all the nice things and experiences sometimes felt very transactional. And I thrive off connection. I feel like connecting to any person on anything, from me loving her shoes to like asking about like where you got the cardigan. It's all about connecting with people. And I think that's something that was lacking for a bit. And that is, for me, something I can safely rely on, is just knowing that I can get back to those moments. And touring is very lonely.
Right. And it's like the whole day, I feel like, of everyone around you revolves around making sure you get on that stage.
Yeah.
So how do you know what anyone is saying to you is what they mean, because they, at the end of the day, they just want you to get on the stage.
They just have to be there. It's very hard because I care about people too. So when I extend my love, it's genuine. It's just sometimes it's not given to the right people. So I wonder if maybe there's a new way of touring that I could do. Because, when people ask me, I usually say no, but I'm sure there's a way that I could do it, because the greatest gift is being able to share your music with all of those people in the room with you. And that's that's the high you want. That's what you want to do. But that's 90 minutes versus hours in a bus, in a hotel, and all of that.
Well, touring's also so hard on the body.
Very.
Even just like you're not sleeping and the travel and like, did you sleep well on the? Do you bust? I assume for some.
I
of it?
did.
It's hard, right? You can't sleep on that bus.
No, I don't really sleep well in general. But
Yeah.
yes, back then I had the adrenaline rush of a show, and I would come off and I would be ready to stay up till 4 a.m.
Right.
Doing nothing, mind you.
Right.
It was just the fact that my adrenaline was like pumping through me.
Right. Well, I hope one day I can hear Who Says re-recorded
Me too.
live. I do want to ask you about the new fragrances.
Oh, yay.
We have to talk about them. Tell me a little bit about the bottle. Is so cool.
Thank you. Okay, so before we get all PR mody.
Yeah.
The reason why I was excited to release a fragrance was simply based on the fact that I had the greatest 2 years of my life. And I spent about 2 to 3 years finding the scent. But this was the scent that we ended up landing on after, years of debating. And when I would wear it, because I secretly wore it every day, I got to meet the love of my life, and I got engaged, and my album came out, and Only Murders was, coming back in, and Rare Beauty. It just felt like such a fruitful moment for me that I thought, wow, this is kind of what the bottle captures for me, the scent at least, to me. Now, scents are very tricky to do because there's 1,000 and they're so good.
Right.
So it's awesome. But okay, I'll start with the little bottle thing. Basically, if you have any sort of arthritic or dexterity issues, we wanted to make all of our products easy to use. So as I'm using one hand, that is to lock it, that's to spray it, and then I can just use one hand to do that.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Let's do a little, because you'll get a little bit. Let it air, and it kind of soaks in. It's this caramel, vanilla, melts down to a sandalwood kind of taste.
Oh, it's like, yeah.
I'm always like taste, because I like flavors. So basically, the bottle, we modeled it after people who it maybe only can or have access for 2, or they can even use, this. It's it's all about what we want to do with Rare is make our products accessible to absolutely everyone. So, but the most exciting part for me are the layering balms.
Right, that's what I was like, wait, what are those?
So these are the layering balms. Basically, it comes in 4 different fragrances, and they're supposed to enhance the perfume that I just sprayed on you. So let's say you're feeling like you want to do a woody. This might... Wait, do you want to kind of have that smoky taste, or do you want like a fresh or a vanilla?
What would be good for like a date tonight? Fresh.
Ooh, fresh.
Right?
So fresh, this is bergamot, and it is so, this is what I love to wear when I get out of the shower with a little spritz before I go to bed, and I'm like, oh, I just smell like this. Don't worry about me. But I'll put a little bit on. Essentially, you take the little caps. I'll put it right here. And it's incredibly soft, and you can wear it just as...
It's not that strong of a scent.
No. And it's actually just something that kind of enhances the fragrance. Some of my friends have been using this alone.
Right.
They'll use the flavors, or I always call them flavors, and my
They
team's
are
like,
flavors.
fragrance. And I'm like, no, they're flavors. But I have the floral, which is very rosy and romantic and really fun. The fresh that you have is more of a Little Awaken. We have Amber that adds more vanilla and it makes it very warm. I'm sorry, this will stop becoming a
No,
whole,
this
like,
is. I'm
thing.
curious.
And then Woodsy. I'll let you smell it because I think you might like the scent.
I know that's the one you initially.
It's really nice. I don't want to put too much, but it
Oh, that is.
adds that
You know what it smells like?
skin musk.
Have you ever stayed at an Amman?
Yeah.
It smells like an Amman.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll take that. That's a
it's-
very good.
It smells like an Amman. It
yeah.
smells exactly like it.
Yeah, I don't know. So the idea for me is that hopefully people can create their own fragrance and
Yeah.
they can mix the balms. They can use just the balm. They can use the fragrance. The whole idea is meant for me to tell people this isn't just my scent and like try different things. Maybe layering it with some other stuff will feel good to you.
Right.
Just about customizing it to
Right.
the person as opposed to saying this is the fragrance and you gotta like it or love it.
Right,
You
exactly.
can play with it for a bit. So in my purse, I personally use the little to go spray.
Hmm.
I don't know if that it looks like a Tide stick, so I'm gonna call it to go. And then I put all of the balms in a little Rare Beauty bag. It's a clear bag, so I just bring them all, and I'm like, what mood am I in?
Right.
But I swear we love, like, I've worked so hard on these. I'm so anxious to see what people are gonna say. But that's my little spiel.
Well, congratulations. It smells. I can't stop smelling my
Oh,
hand.
good.
It
It
smells
makes
amazing.
me happy. It definitely envelops that warm and comforting feeling. Benny has worn it on a lot of our dates.
Really?
He likes it when we're away. He sprays.
It was an ordinary Tuesday evening when Selena Gomez finally decided to address the whispers that have trailed her for years, rumors that blame her for the turbulent journey of her former flame, Justin Bieber. In an exclusive interview, Gomez held nothing back, speaking candidly about her past, her peace, and a new chapter in her life that fans never saw coming: her marriage. For nearly a decade, Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber's relationship was the stuff of tabloid legend, a roller coaster of public breakups, reconciliations, and cryptic social media posts. Fans clung to every detail, and when Bieber's struggles with fame, substance abuse, and mental health came to light, it didn't take long for blame to be cast. For many, Gomez, his first love and frequent muse, became a scapegoat for his hardships. But for Selena, the real story was far more complicated. "I've carried a lot of weight that was never mine," Gomez admits. "People forget that I was just a teenager, too. I was learning, hurting, and growing up in front of millions. But I'm not responsible for someone else's journey, no matter how much we care for each other." It's rare for Gomez to address her past with Bieber so directly, but she says the time is right. "I see the headlines, the comments, the assumptions. They never really stopped, even when we both moved on. For the longest time, I stayed quiet because I didn't want to add fuel to the fire. But I also know that silence can be misinterpreted as guilt." Gomez is quick to express compassion for Bieber's struggles, but she's resolute about drawing a line. Justin's story is his own. I'll always wish him well. But I refuse to let people reduce me to a character in someone else's downfall. We both made mistakes, and we both grew from them. In a revelation that sent shockwaves to the fandom, Gomez revealed she's married, having quietly tied the knot in an intimate ceremony. "It was just us and a few close friends," she shares, a smile breaking through the seriousness of the conversation. "No cameras, no pressure, just love. I finally feel like I've found my peace." When pressed about her spouse, Gomez keeps details private, but her happiness is unmistakable. "This is the healthiest, calmest, and most real love I've ever experienced. I wanted to build a life that's mine, not defined by the past or by headlines." Gomez's story is one of reclamation. For years, her name was inseparable from Bieber's. Now, she's determined to be seen for who she is: a woman who survived heartbreak, navigated fame, and emerged stronger. "When people look at my journey, I hope they see more than drama," she reflects. "I hope they see resilience. I hope they see someone who refused to be broken by public opinion." As Selena Gomez embarks on this new chapter, her message is clear. The past doesn't define her, and she refuses to let it dictate her future. For the first time in years, she seems truly at peace, finally free from a narrative she never asked for. I'm married now and I'm happy. That's my story. That's what I want the world to know. And with that, Selena Gomez turns a page on her terms.